So let's look now at the AAPL conveyance questions. I just want to walk through these with you so you'll understand how easy they really are. But let's start at the beginning, and the question reads, A owns a 100% mineral interest in the lands underlying Section 6. Then A conveys to B a 1/8 interest in the oil and gas produced and saved. Well, we know whenever we see this language, oil and gas produced and saved, instead of oil and gas minerals, we're dealing with a royalty payment or a royalty interest. So they're not conveying their mineral interest, they're only conveying a royalty interest. And what that means is if there is an oil and gas lease that's taken, then this person is going, party B is going to get a part of that royalty payment. That's all they get. And so for that reason, they don't have the right to execute a lease. They don't have the right to get delay rental payments. They don't have the right to get shut-in royalty payments. All they have is the right to a 1/8 royalty in that oil and gas lease. So for this reason, they are known as a non-participating royalty interest owner. Non-participating royalty interest owner, which is often abbreviated as NPRI, non-participating royalty interest owner. So all the non-participating royalty interest owner has is the right to the royalty. So who has the executory right? Not the non-participating royalty interest owner. It's going to be A. A maintains the executory right. That is, if someone wants to lease this property, they are going to get a lease executed by party A. A lease from the royalty owner cannot bind the property. So you have to go to the mineral owner, and that is going to be party A. What type of interest is conveyed? Is it mineral or royalty? Well, we already said it's a royalty interest. And instead of just putting royalty here, to be more specific, we're going to put a non-participating royalty interest owner. Okay, so just to give you an example of how this works, let's say Dad has a mineral interest, okay? And he's got a kind of a wayward son, and wayward son has run out of money. So Dad says, look, son, you're not responsible enough for me to leave an entire mineral interest, but I'll let you have a royalty payment, okay? I'll give you a share of the royalty, in this case, 1/8 of the royalty. So that's all the son has, is this royalty interest. Dad still has the mineral interest, but whatever revenue flows to the dad as royalty will pass to the son as the non-participating royalty interest owner. Okay. Again, son has no rights, no executory rights, no delay rentals. He doesn't have the right to any of those things. So that's what a non-participating royalty interest is. So then what happens is A leases to an oil company, reserving a 3/16 royalty. I'm not crazy about this language, reserving a 3/16 royalty, because it's not really a conveyance. But the A leases to oil company and receives a 3/16 royalty payment. So who has what interest? Well, we know that B has the 1/8 royalty interest because that was stipulated through this deed up here. So we're just going to put right here that B is going to get that 1/8 royalty interest, okay? And then A is going to get a 3/16 royalty minus the 1/8 royalty. Okay, now I can either do this as fractions, where I know this is 0.1875 and this 1/8 is 0.125. Seven minus 5 is 2, 8 minus 2 is 6. So that's going to be a 0.625 interest. Yeah, a 0.625 mineral interest, or a 6.25% interest. Okay. Now the way we can do this if we want to do it by fractions is just show you how this works so you'll know how to do it, because we're going to do a lot of these. But what we're going to do is, if you'll recall from math in school, is if you have two fractions that you're subtracting and they have different denominators, then you have to find the lowest common denominator. And in this case, the lowest common denominator would be 16. Okay, so we're going to take that 1/8 equals 16. 8 goes into 16 two times. 2 times 1 is 2, so that's going to be a 2/16. And then we know for 3/16 that's going to be easy because it's really going to remain the same. So you've got 3/16 minus 2/16, and that is going to equal 1/16. And if you divide 1 by 16, that's going to give you 0.0625. Okay, so now what is the, this way we don't need to look at that. So the other thing they answer in your AAPL is then what does the oil and gas company get? So we know if the royalty is 3/16, the oil and gas company is going to get 13/16. So the landowner gets 3/16, and the oil and gas company gets the remaining interest as their working interest, and that is a 13/16. So if we divide 13 divided by 16, we'll get 0.8125. So the oil and gas company is going to get a 0.8125 interest. Okay, so if I erase all my scribbles up here, you'll see that A is going to get a 1/16. B is going to get a 1/8 royalty, and then the oil company is going to get 0.8125 or 13/16 working interest. Okay, so I just wanted to go over that with you in your AAPL manual on page 50. And I'll do a couple more of these just to kind of help you get a feel for it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.